Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined by my co-host, Kevin
Hello.
and Brett.
Tori, shut up!
As you can see and hear from our co-host, Brett, we're here to talk the Challenge World Championship. This one was season 1, episode 10, Cruel World. This Danny versus Tori thing is like an all-time classic. This like teammates fighting against each other, but they can't really fight against each other because they're teammates, but literally having complete separate alliances warring at each other. The yelling that Brett is doing and covering Tori up is classic. This is so funny.
I didn't realize
Look, I know
that.
you guys have been holding down the fort with this season. I've said it for anyone, if this is the first time you've ever watched a review I've been on or a video for the challenge, I was a big Tori guy, from the same area. I just always thought she was a great competitor. Was a fan with her even when she was like with Jordan and all like that. But the stuff the last few seasons, and this is now a trend with all of the vets, is I don't like when they weaponize personal relationships and leverage that based upon things you're going to do in a game. So if you don't do what I want you to do for this vote, we're not friends in real life. And Tori's played that card plenty of times, and I don't like it. And it's all coming back again now in this stupid All Stars thing. And that it's just, this is the dynamic that I think are turning some people off to the season. I want to hear your guys' impression first, just episode overall, how you thought it went, and then we'll run down, play by play what happened.
I mean, just going into the Tori thing. So, I mean, like her and Danny's hilarious. I love that he's standing his ground to her, but what is she thinking? She wants to go into an elimination so that she can protect like Casey and Jordan. Like, why? Just your choices are very limited. Just send one of them in and pick. Why are you throwing yourself in? You were an idiot. Quit playing the stupid friend game. But maybe she's just like, oh well, I'll be on it next season, so who cares? It's worth a shot. But
And
dumb.
what's amazing to me, even like after all of that, Jordan suggested doing the same thing, and there was all that, and somehow the one team that wasn't involved in this still got voted in. So like, it's mind blowing to me that the drama that they're making over this and the idiots that they're looking like Tori, you're an idiot. Like, why would you throw yourself in? I don't know what type of like in my head I was thinking like, do they know something we don't, where it's like, oh, in order to get into the final you need to go through an elimination. Like, it makes no sense. And to be honest, like, you're in the best spot now. You've gotten like the Johnnies out of there, the Wes is out of there. Like, you're good to go. Stop letting this stupid stuff ruin everything. And I'm there with on Danny's side. Danny used to annoy the like absolute shit out of me, like, because all he would do is talk about Kiki, his wife from back home. So like now he's doing this, and he's right. Like, they're wondering why, like, oh yeah, these people aren't, they're going after loyalty. They're messing up loyalty. It's over the game. They're taking the game over that. Yeah, of course they are. They're not part of your loyal dynamic, and they're there to play a game. What the hell is it like? How are you not like self-aware enough to realize what the hell's going on?
The episode kind of kicks off. Remember, we have 6 pairs at the start of the episode. The kind of beginning was about Yes and Emily, Sarah wanting them to stay, talking about kind of the deal that Sarah, they kind of we flash and talk about the deal Sarah has made. Uh, what do you guys kind of feel about that dynamic in general, like that alliance, that group? The Danny side, the Sarah, the Emily's, the Yes. Like, how have you felt about like their gameplay so far, and like how do you feel about their position right now?
I think we're
I think
seeing as much on the other end because they're doing as well as they are. They're saying, like, obviously they're scrambling the other side. So that means what Danny and their and Sarah's side is doing something right.
I like that Sarah and Emily are staying loyal to each other and having each other's back. I don't necessarily like that Emily's just straight up like trashing the Australians. I think there could have been a little more like leniency to work with them and targeted someone like a Jordan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like that. I mean, I guess they made that deal at the end with Jordan, which was stupid anyways. They should have just targeted him, but I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what to think about her. Like, I like her, and she's obviously like talented, especially when it comes to the swimming stuff. Um, but I didn't. I never watch. I need to watch that. Like, I need to go back and
Watch
watch
her
the
season.
Australian. Yeah, because I think it would put a lot more into perspective. I never understood why she was so pissed about the what's his name going in that she sent in with Casey,
Oh, you talking about
but
Troy? Troy.
Troy. Yeah, I never understood like that. But I guess something happened in the previous season that I
Yeah,
missed.
so
I
the
need to catch
previous
up on that.
season, I mean, Emily and Grant were in an alliance with two other people, and the entire house hated them. And Troy and Kiki were in that bigger alliance. So that's basically the drama there.
Gotcha. Where'd you find that on Paramount?
Paramount, yeah.
Kaz wants Jordan. This is a good one. Kaz wants Jordan to treat her as an equal.
I mean,
Yeah, good luck.
yeah.
Later in the episode, he did almost like he went back on it and said like, "Oh, we are a team. We're equals." Even though earlier,
Yeah, he's definitely treating her. He's definitely being a dick. And we'll get to some more of what happens. We want to talk about the challenge, guys. Point Break. 6 floating platforms that all contain puzzle pieces of varying colors, 6 different colors for the 6 different teams. You have to go back and forth 6 times, can't grab them all at once. You have to make sure that you grab the right colored piece, and that will be important when it's conversation, or else you get a lap penalty. When you get to the beach, there will be a puzzle. You have to do your check. However, you only get 3 guesses. If you don't get them in the 3 guesses, you're done. The one part that is really important is that you are tethered together to the your partner. And so I want to hear your guys' thoughts, but really what I have and kind of has been my gripe in the challenge before, has been my gripe in the Amazing Race before, has been my gripe in basically anything physical in any TV show. Dude, you got to learn how to swim. If you're a bad swimmer, what are you doing on one of these shows? Like they're saying Theo, like that makes no sense that guy is athletic as he is and all, he can't swim. You haven't learned like all these other people that struggle with the swim. I know I was like a swimmer and stuff like that, but like I have zero sympathy for these dopes that don't work on like a simple thing like becoming a better swimmer. But what did you guys think of the actual challenge? Brad, I know you do your normal thing where you actually try to like do the challenge and the puzzle itself, but what did you think about the guys that can't swim and that whole thing? And then I want to hear your thoughts on the whole challenge, guys.
I mean, so for the swimming portion, I mean, I thought it actually looked pretty hard. All the buoys looked really far away. And I do agree that if you're going to be on the show, you need to know how to swim to some extent. If not, you're stupid. I do, however, feel it's a little unfair that they're competing against like a gold medal Olympian in a swimming challenge. So, but she was tied to yes, so she's only as strong as him. And as far as that puzzle, I solved that thing in 30 seconds with one try. So pat on my back for that. So
I love those
Respect.
puzzles. I'm like oddly good at them, but I didn't pause it and try and do it. I knew that they were wrong based on the first like. It's like there's no way. There's only like because from what I just saw, I got at least 10, and I know I missed. You know what I mean? But when it comes to not being able to swim, I want to emphasize that they're not stupid because they can't swim. It's stupid that they haven't learned to swim knowing that they're going to be on the show. Yeah. But yeah, if you you have people training on puzzles and stuff, it's the same thing. Go to your local pool, learn to swim. Like I don't care. I don't care if you get an instructor with 3-year-olds in the pool. Like this is more important if you want a shot at $1 million because you know this is going to come up. It does every time, and it does amaze me. They have a pool at the house. When you go to the first one, talk to some person for 45 seconds. Be like, hey, give me the basics. Let's go outside. Let's do this. They don't do it.
Butterfly, some backstroke maybe.
Other than this, the big thing of the day was the fact that Jordan picked up the wrong color, brought it back for the other team. However, they kept acting like it was a major advantage for the other team, but they still swam out there and swam back. They didn't go to the next buoy when they realized that their ship was gone, right?
there's one less buoy for them to go to. So it wasn't.
Well, no, they had to go to the buoy to find out that it was gone.
No, they told him, I think. But
They swung up to them and like, hey, what color are you? We grabbed this one. And then like they're gonna try to get them to maybe you can tell that sentence was gonna try to ask them to go swim back for them. Okay. And there was like Daryl's like, no way, dude. Kick rock,
dude. Jordan, he actually solved the puzzle like 2 seconds after Emily and Yes did.
Literally.
So the fact that they had to go get like a 7th puzzle piece cost them. So
yeah.
That sucked, but
I wrote literally right after Jordan getting the wrong color puzzle piece, 1 lap penalty. Darrell ain't gonna get Jordan F out of here. Well, Emily and Yes first to the puzzle. The puzzle was putting all the little triangles together, and the question was like a classic like geometry math question. How many triangles with sub triangles total within this triangle puzzle? People guessed 10, then 14, then finally getting it correct at 16. Emily, you said Emily and Yes win by a hair over Jordan and Kaz. Darrell and Kiki coming in last. The math problem stuff later too is going to be really funny. Darrell and Kiki struggling with the puzzles in this episode, to say the sharpest tools in the shed. In which they like totally acknowledge.
Yeah. Well, last week Daryl was like, I'm good at these anagram puzzles, or he like called it the wrong thing. But
classic.
I think that those are the only puzzles that he's like decent at.
Question going in after the challenge is which member of Team Tori is going to be the target? You would think that they are going to come to some kind of idea on who to target. Not so fast, my friends. Jordan talks about that the difference between the MVPs and the legends is honor. This was one of the most cringe like statements of all time. This is exactly what they're talking about. Like, you care more about your friends.
It's the perfect epitome of how Americans look at the rest of the world. It's just like, oh, well, we've been doing this wrong. Like, you don't think that they like had to go through stuff in their own like show to get them here? Like,
you don't think they had alliances? You don't think they've had to like
like they've worked this way before? Like,
just Kevin, just even take this season, just like going on the show in a bubble. It shouldn't matter about like friendships at all. Should not matter compared to winning. Winning matters. Honor does not. It doesn't matter. Doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't matter.
How are they not being honorable either, though? Like, they're literally
they're not. He's being a douchebag. He's a douchebag.
Things aren't going in his direction, so like the way that he wants them to. And what's making it worse is he's bringing on an additional teammate, Tori, and her teammate. So it's like, oh, things aren't working my way because I need to like protect these 3 people specific. No, dude, you're assigned to a teammate. Work with her. Remember, you left that in the past. Yep. Like, there's no what is there like some sort of ultimatum? Like, well, if one of us wins this, we get back engaged. No, like it blows my mind. The fact that it's gonna come out after all this, like what those two have been happening. I guarantee it. It's like, well, maybe if you show me your loyalty this season, I'll consider getting back with you. And now that's why she's acting absolute psycho about this, because she is a psycho. Like, it makes no sense.
He's a psycho too.
It's been turned into him.
That argument he has with Kaz, and he's like, I want to dictate my own destiny. I think we should throw ourselves in. She's like, no, dude, 0% chance. Screw you. And he's like, well, what? So like, you just don't want to let me be like myself? And she's like, not if it means throwing us in, dog. Like, let someone vote us in. That is crazy town. And then Tori's like at the table, the best at the table. I think in order to give our friends a solid and blah 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 and how they've competed, I think maybe we should go in there and save our friends. What do you think, Daddy? And Daddy's like, listen here, we just talked about this 15 seconds ago off camera. I said we're not even friends, so kick rocks. We're not doing that either. They're all like, this genius group, well, let's just do a stalemate then and let the chips fly where they may. It's like, no. Oh, what is happening? Why does this keep happening? Oh my God. TJ's got to be so annoyed.
Oh, you know he's pissed. You know he's real annoyed.
So,
But it just makes no sense. It makes no sense. But whatever, it is what it is. I'm gonna be excited when they leave, and it's gonna be like there's not even gonna be a dramatic like hug between Jordan and. Well, I hope they go up against one another, forced to go up against one another at one point. But there's not gonna be a dramatic hug. There's gonna be like Jordan's gonna be up in the stands, and so they're like, "All right, bye," and you'll just see him be like, "All right, well now now I can work my game." That's when he's gonna all of a sudden be like the player that we know. It's horseshit.
Well, Jordan's talking about honor earlier, right? And he wants to throw himself in kind of like he did previously and then went home against Bananas in one of those other seasons. But then he's going making shady deals with Emily and Yes, saying, hey, if you don't throw me in, then next week I'll just stop in front of the finish line and not win. Like, that seems a little shady for an honorable guy.
Scumbag move. It's called being a hypocrite. It's very, very good, Brett. That was my next bullet point. Here you
I never
Jordan,
put that together, but you're so right. Like you're
making deals,
so right. Yeah.
making deals. He thinks he's like so smart. There's 0% chance that dude honors that deal next week. If he's far ahead, there's no way he's gonna let. If he lays down and he's like at like a finish line, TJ and them will lose their friggin' minds, dude. Like that would be such a bad look. Like
he probably won't honor the deal to begin with. But even if he does, who's to say Emily and Yes are going to get first place? Someone else might get first place.
Yeah, I don't like the shady deals. Because of the stalemate, there is the selection. The winners get to select. Casey and Troy are thrown in. We talked about this. Emily is returning the favor for Troy, where she says she was betrayed by him, in her opinion. The challenge is called breakthrough. So you have to break the first wall, swinging through. It's a brick wall that has a math equation written on the other side. Rebuild the wall, whatever part of the wall you've broken, and solve the equation. Once you've solved the equation, you then get to break through a stiffer wall and then solve the puzzle. Brett, Kevin, what did you think of the puzzles? What did you just think of the challenge in general?
I like the thing they had to swing through it, and I guess where they had to break the bricks, but like you had to, I guess, get as high up on the rope as you wanted to break the least amount of bricks, so it was less work to do. And I always like puzzles like this, the math puzzles, because then at least I can play at home again. And I solved both of them in less than 5 minutes. So I would like to think that's fast, but who knows how quick Troy did it.
I would never solve that. I am so bad at like above average basic math. Like when I was like Daryl when he was like, all right, so when you do what's 140 times 32? And in my head, I'm like, fuck.
As soon as he started that, Kev, though, like you know me, and I would see like if I was there and someone started doing that, I'd be like, "Are you nuts? No, this is not how we're doing it." But just the sand was the move. If you can't do the mental math, first of all, if it's like 200 and something, figure out what it is times 100, right? Double it, then figure out your leftover number. Boom, boom, boom. That anyone could add a 0 to a number, double and add that together and then do it. Like you could do that in your head. Like it's really not that bad. Like I just thought of that as I'm talking about it, right? Like, you could, but this,
but me listening to Daryl, it's like that's exactly how I would sound. Well, then you got to bring like carry one. Oh God!
Dude, we lost already, dude. You know, it was a great season. Meanwhile, the team we're playing would still be like 8 steps behind. Mm-hmm. Like, it was a good season, good run, dude.
We did our best.
That's awesome. I did like 140 or whatever it was times 3, then added the 0.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that works too. I also never learned new math. We're too old to have ever done new math, so there's probably some quick trick that we don't know. Yeah. I learned straight math.
It's so annoying that there is that.
Troy and Casey do very well, win. Daryl and Kiki eliminated. Some stats here for Kiki. She had a really good season. She had 2 anxiety attacks, 2 asthma attacks, and 9 nosebleeds. really good stats for her. Make sure you have that in your box score for
Yeah, it's on the back of the baseball card.
And remember, not Danny's Kiki.
Right. Not to be confused.
That was her first elimination loss because she previously she was like 5-0 or something.
Yeah. So
oh, really?
That's good. I'm saying that goes in, and then we have the fun facts there for the box score.
Yeah.
We do know, guys, based off of the preview. I did watch the preview that this is the final week next week before the finale. So there's going to be 4 pairs at least going in to this final.
Are they having a 1-episode final?
I doubt that. What is this episode? Episode 9.
I think this is 9. Yeah,
10. So this is 10. Next week 11. I guess you could technically have a 1-episode finale if it's longer, maybe.
Actually, you know what? I'll find it out. I know I can. I think it's more.
I would think it would be 2 weeks. They're usually pretty solid for a 2-week.
I mean,
finale.
It's shitty if it's
also on Paramount Plus, so it's not like they're beholden.
I mean, I could see week 1 they cut one of the 4th team, and then the next episode is the final 3 race.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be fun. So yeah, we still have a good solid set of episodes here for the season. In your guys' opinion, who is the leader in the clubhouse, most likely to raise the trophy if the teams stay the same, no switcheroos, anything like that?
Jordan
and Kaz.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan will smoke all those people, and Cass seems pretty athletic herself.
I could kind of say the same about Tori and Danny. However, who's Sarah with?
Theo. That's who I was going to go.
Right.
With. Theo and Sarah
I think they're
too.
like a sneaky little. I wouldn't want them in the final. I'll put
Sarah
it that way.
was dead last though in the final on her season. She won by default almost.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. Yeah.
But I also do think that like you guys are talking about, like if we have to do one of those like mini eliminations during a final, I wouldn't want to go up against like Sarah and Theo, which is going to be more than likely a puzzle / combination of something straight up physical, like a hall brawl type.
Well,
thing.
I'd go up after Theo, but I wouldn't go up after Sarah. Theo's
depending on what it is.
It depends what it is with him.
Yeah, for sure. But again, I thought this was a pretty solid episode. I am genuinely curious to see how this plays out. I would die, honestly. You guys are gonna laugh after all of the bitching we did this episode. I kind of want to see Danny and Tori win. Like,
I know,
they hate each other so much. It would be just.
I want it for Danny, to be honest.
But I just want to see it happen. It would be so funny. And honestly, if it made Tori even more of like insufferable and more of a villain, it's kind of good for the show in a way. Like if we have something like almost somebody to like, you needed something like, it's kind of like an evolution of a character in a way, right? And like if she's gonna keep playing into it and keep being it, like screw it. Like I'm gonna keep complaining about it, but like we're gonna be here for it.
Or it would be like if Tori and Danny have such a lead that gets to the point where Danny basically has to carry Tori across the finish line. And then it's like, yeah, well, I won last year. Yeah, but you had to be carried across by your team. You wouldn't have won it with one of those type of situations.
Or if Jordan wins, then Danny can be I told you so.
Yeah.
Wanted him gone.
I told you, why do we keep him here? You dope.
Yeah, but at least your ex-fiance is safe now with his $1 million and my kids have nothing. But
Kiki,
wait,
Kiki
we didn't want to ruin
be
the integrity of the game.
Furious.
Yeah.
Kiki's going to be furious.
Yeah, dude, I don't care if I lose. I mean, I'm going to have to answer to Kiki when I get home. She's
watching. She's on Twitter.
I want to meet her.
Clapping out at people. Like, it's no good for me right now.
I want to meet her. I want to know what type of person she is. That she strikes so much fear in that man that he has to tell the audience that he has
her on a show.
Yeah,
get her on the traders.
I want to meet her.
Well, he hasn't talked about Kiki at all really this season because he's always talking about Tori.
I know he did at the beginning, but
the rivalry we never knew we were going to get. Danny versus Tori.
I know. Yeah, that's a good point.
I thought it's a good episode overall. Anything else, guys, about this episode before we wrap up?
No, man.
Make sure you're checking out this. We had a lot of good reviews this week. We did Below Deck. We did 90 Day Fiance the other way. Survivor 44. What is it? Farmer Wants a Wife. We're going to have the season finale of Jersey Shore, Family Vacation, also possibly Married at First Sight. Plenty of shows coming back here in the summer. There's going to be another season of The Ultimatum. We'll have The Bachelorette, Claim to Fame, Big Brother. I'm assuming we're going to get Amazing Race back at some point. And also, definitely Temptation Island season 5 is coming this summer. So, a lot of awesome content. Also, check out our TikTok and our other social medias. Our merch store is live as well. Link below. But until next week, for myself, Kevin, Brett, thank you.
See ya.